Okay, so let's begin. So we'll take couple of example, okay, with where we can use condition, and then we will move to loops, right? Repetition, okay, how to repeat stuff. Okay, okay. So let's see an example here. So um we will talk about, okay, let's say, okay, so let's write a program to input a number and check if it's odd or even. Okay, so I'm going to say num equal to int of input, enter a number, right? And then you go and check if num. Okay, so how do I check if it's odd or even? What condition will I apply?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2. So divided by 2, so if you divide, let's say 6. If I divide 6 by 2, what happens?
Oh, 3.
Yes. So we don't have to divide, okay? We have to perform what is called as remainder, modulo, okay? Because if you divide 6 and look at the remainder, remainder is 0, isn't it? So
Yeah.
if you divide by 2 and remainder is 0, that means it's even. Right? And if remainder is not 0, right? So obviously it will be, see, if you divide by 2, either you get 0 or 1, no other third possibilities. So I don't even have to check if num equal to 1 or not. I can directly say else here,
Yeah.
right? It's odd. Now I want to check, okay, if number is negative or positive. And if the number is positive, then check if it's odd or even. So first I have to check, okay, if, okay, so, we'll have this number here. Now I want to check if number is negative or positive. So if number less than 0, we'll say print it's negative. Okay. Now you see 0 is also positive or negative, isn't? Sorry, 0 is neither positive nor negative, 0.1. But
Yeah.
0 is your even number, correct? So
Yeah.
that means I have to check 0 also for positive or negative, but I have to include 0 for calculation of odd or even, but I have to exclude it for positive or negative,
Yeah.
right? I have to, so see, if it was just positive, negative, I would have said, okay, if num less than 0, then negative, elif num greater than 0, print it's positive, right? Or else you say it's neither positive positive nor negative, right? So it's neither positive nor negative. Okay. So this is how you can compare or check a value. If you are just looking at this. Now what I want even or odd for both 0 and positive number. So what I'll do here, I will, go with this. So that means if it's negative, don't do anything. Okay. So negative will be, okay, I'll print it something like this. Basically, I want to combine these two output. It's odd, not off. Okay. I want to combine these two together here. So how will I do? I will say if number is less than 0, negative. Else. Now else, okay, first you are checking for negative, positive, and then you're checking for odd or even. So else I'll say if, okay, num is equal to 0. Okay, if num is equal to 0, then I can say print, okay, it's neither positive nor negative, right? And I can simply print it's even.
Yeah.
Right? 0 is only one value, so I can print it's even. And in else, I can say now it's sure that it's positive number, right? Negative we have taken care of, 0 we have taken care of. So it's sure that it's positive number. So I will say print it's positive. And now I'll check for condition. If number modulo 2 equal to 0. Okay, I should have copied and pasted just like that. Okay, if number modulo, it's even, otherwise it's odd. Okay, so now when I run it, enter a number, enter 0. See, it's neither positive nor negative, right? Not. Okay, so you get exactly the same output, right? Now when I run it again, I enter 5, it should give me, it's positive, it's odd, it's positive, it's odd. I run it again, I give 6, positive, even, positive, even.
Yeah.
So this is how you end up using this. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Now we'll move on to loops. Okay.
Okay.
Repeating a certain block of code multiple times. Repeating a certain block of code multiple times. Right? So you have two types of loops. So now if you talk about repetition, okay, there are two ways you can do repetition. One, when you know how many times to repeat. Okay.
Yeah.
You know how many times to repeat. In this case, we use what is called as for loop. When you don't know, then how will you repeat? On condition. Condition. Okay. We use while. So example is, let's say, okay, if I ask you to, okay, so let's say you ask me direction for university. Okay, first time you're going and you are looking for direction. So there are two ways I can tell you, right? I can tell you, keep going in that direction for 5 miles and you will see your university. So here I know exact distance, right? I know exact distance. That's why I'm telling you, keep going in the direction for 5 miles.
Yeah.
Okay. Second way is I tell you, okay, that you keep going till you see a red building on your left hand side.
Okay.
So first case is when you know, repeat it 10 times, repeat it for 5 miles, right? So that's case where you use for loop. I want first 10 numbers. I want 100 numbers. I want, 20 numbers. I want first 5 odd numbers. So here I'm giving you how many times, okay? So you know how many times you have to do the work, right?
Okay.
Second time is you don't know how many steps it might take. Okay, so second time in the second example, okay, you will take one step and look left. You don't see a red building, again you take one more step, look left. Take one more step, look left, right? So you're
Yeah.
checking the condition after every step,
Okay.
right? So so you don't know whether it will be 1 step or 1,000 steps or 5,000 steps, you don't know, but you know certainly that on the left hand side, okay, there will be a red building. Okay, so
Okay.
when you have situation like this, okay, read the value until user says no. So after reading every value, ask the user, do you want to read more? You want to read more? And user says yes, and that's when you keep on reading, and he just says no, I don't want to read any more values. That's when you stop. So you don't know, user might say no in 1 step, or user might say no after 50 steps. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a classic case of loops. Now, once you get hang of it, right, when you start using it and master it, you can implement one logic using other logic also. I mean, the logic which which is for, like when 10 times, that also you can do using while, and while logic also you can do using for. Okay, but it's easier when you follow what I just said. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's about for loop and while loop. Now we will see them how to implement. Okay. Now we'll talk about for loop first, and then we'll go to while loop. Now for loop has its own set of what you call syntax, right? So syntax means, okay, the way you implement. It's like grammar of programming languages. So when you see here syntax, it means grammar, right? So if you don't put grammar properly, you get grammar errors. Here, if you don't put syntax proper, the rules, okay? Okay, the rule is like if you type print, you have to type simple bracket, right? If you don't
Yeah.
give simple bracket, it will give you error saying that syntax error. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have to follow the error. Okay. So for loop, okay, it uses multiple things, but for now we will focus on one function called as range. So now I'm talking about another function called range. Range is a function that generates range of values. Okay, it will simply generate range of values. Range will take 3 numbers. Your start number. Okay, so if I tell you generate range of values, so you'll ask me from which number, right? From which number you want me to start, right? So start, then you have stop. Okay, until when should I keep on repeating? So I'll say start and stop, and then you have step. Okay, step means, okay, after generating first number, what will be the second number? So step, if I say step 3, that means next step will be 3 plus your start. Okay.
Okay.
So if I say range of 5, 15, 4, it will generate values like 5. Start is always included. Okay.
Okay.
Start is always included. The next number is going to be 9. Next number is going to be
Oh, 13.
13. Yes. And next number will be,
17.
but 17
Oh,
is more than 15, right?
so it
So
will stop at 15.
yes, so these are the 3 numbers that will be generated. Okay.
Okay.
And one thing you have to keep in mind is start number is always including. That means if I say 5, you will have to start with 5. No 4, no 3, no 6. It will start with exact number that you mentioned. But when
Okay.
you talk about stop, it is always less than. Okay, always less than. That means your stop, if I say 15, you cannot even touch 15. 16, 17, of course, not possible. But even
Okay.
15 is not possible.
Yeah.
Okay, that means if I had said 17 here, still it would have stopped here only.
Okay.
Okay, 17 would not come. It
Okay.
would stop here. And step obviously is equal to, right? So remember this. Start is equal to, stop is less than. Okay, it's easy to remember equal to. Start equal to, step equal to, but stop. This, this is where confusion will arise. It is always less than. It is not even equal to.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is about range with 3 values. In fact, your range can even have 2 values. Okay. So if you have just 2 values, okay, it means you have start and stop. Okay. Your
Yeah.
default step is 1. So if I don't tell you what should be the next, what should be the step, then you will increment the value by 1. So if I say range of 4, 9, okay. So which values will it will this generate? Which all values?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
5, 4.
Oh yeah,
Why
4,
did you
5, 6.
forget 4?
Yeah.
Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, increment is 1 and less than 9. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your
Okay.
range can even have 1 value. Okay, that is stop. Okay, so range function exists with 3 values, 2 values, 1 values, 1 value. When you have 1 value, it means a start equal to 0 and step equal to 1. So if I say range 5, then which all values will it generate?
Huh?
When you say
Range.
range 5, what
Yeah.
happens?
Um, I don't know.
Hmm?
Wait.
Read above that, read line number 10, concentrate on the screen, you will know.
Yeah. Range stop. Step 1. Huh? Sorry. Um.
I've highlighted.
Okay, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to generate 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay. Now let's see range and for loop in action together. So I'm going to say for, okay, because I'm using for loop, okay. We are in iteration, right? So we are saying for loop. So for, okay. Now, when I say, go 5 miles, right? You need something to count 5 miles, isn't it? How do
Yeah.
you know it's 5 miles? So you need a variable. And that variable will start from start and go up to the end. So when I say 5 miles, it should count as variable as 0 first, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's when you stop. Correct? So that value you call it as counter or I or J or K, whatever. Generally, we give single digit for loops, for loops. Okay, general practice is, I told you, right, you have to give mnemonic names. That means name that gives some value, right? If you're talking about amount, use amount, number, use number, declare it as number. When you have a variable which is like temporary variable, you are using it and then probably after a few lines, it will be of no use, like counter. Counter is to count, right? 1 to 5, and when you're done counting, it has no value, right? So
Yeah.
values like variables like this, generally we give in one digit like I, J, K, A, B. Okay, just to indicate that this has this does not have any significance. This will probably die after loop is done. But we need a variable. Okay, so I'm going to say for I, in is another operator. Okay, just like plus minus we discussed, like arithmetic operator, logical operator, okay, conditional operator. Your in is called membership operator. Okay, so what it does is it checks if left side value is in right side or not. And for, okay, so right side is range, I say 517 4, right? Let me use the first one, 517 4. That means start with 5, increment by 4 and stop before 17. So for will make sure that I takes these value from range. So this loop is going to run 3 times, okay, with I
Mhm.
value 5, 9, and 13. Okay, so
Okay.
for variable, operator, and the value. For variable, operator, and value. Each of these are 4 different things. These are not together. These are not together. And later you will see that you can replace range with something else also. No, it's possible.
Yeah.
Because see, after in, you need something that generates values. Okay, so let's say it's like a speedometer of your car, right? It generates kilometers, and then you're reading. Okay, it's about 4 kilometers now, right? So a range, okay, it generates values. Okay, I will be the counter which will take value from range, because for is forcing it to take value from range. So each iteration, okay, I will take one value from range. Okay, so if I say here print hello, and I will print here value of I. Okay, so I. Now you see, just like for loop, since you are talking about for, you have a for block, and for block will again have values with indentation, right? And now when I run it, okay, it's running the old program. So let me stop that and run this new program here. So you see, it prints hello, and then value of I is what? 5. From
Okay.
5 it becomes 9. So for is forcing I to take each value from the range one by one.
Yeah.
So this is a way to run your loop 3 times.
Okay.
Okay. You can say something like another for loop. I'll say hello again or something. And here I will use 4, 9. So how many times loop will run? 5 times.
Yeah.
So I'm saying hello again. Okay, so see, hello again,
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you get 5 times. Okay, you can have
Okay.
range with just one value, say 5, and I'll say how are you. Okay, how are you? So here, oh, I need to change this, right? I need to remove 9. So just to show you how you can run one time. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It runs,
Okay.
it runs 5 times. 0 to 4 is 5 values, right? So it's going to run
Yeah.
5 times. Okay, so this is how your for loop works. Now I'll talk about how
Yeah.
while works. Okay, and then maybe later we can do some examples on these.
Sure.
While. So, okay, what I'll do, I'll move them away to different file. Start. Okay. So while I said that it has to have some condition, it has to have condition. And when condition is true, should have condition, and the loop repeats only when the condition is true. Okay, so loop repeats only when the condition is true. Right? So while for will start with for loop, while will start with while loop. Here condition has to be true. Okay, so let's say I put continue equal to yes. So if you want to continue this, okay, so I'll say while, okay, continue equal to yes. Right? Now I have set continue equal to yes, and here I'm checking is continue equal to yes? Answer will be true, right? This is to check if it is equal to, right?
Yeah.
Now if this is true, only then you go in. Print hello. Okay. Now what happens when I run it?
It's
Continue
a lot of
yes.
hellos. Yeah.
Yeah, condition is yes, goes in hello. Goes up, condition is true, again goes in hello. Condition is true, right? So it keeps on repeating infinite times because there is no way to stop here. We haven't stopped. Now, if I go after printing one hello, okay. Okay, after printing one hello, I say cont equal to anything other than yes. Okay, so see here, I'm checking for small case yes. I'm checking for small case yes. I have given continue equal to yes. Now what happens? It stopped after printing one because continues yes, goes in, prints hello. Now it becomes capital yes. Capital yes is not same as small yes. Correct?
Yeah.
So it stops after just one
Hello.
line, one execution.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
what I can do is I can create a variable here. I equal to 0. Okay. And I'll say here, I'm just showing you different way. This may not be the efficient way. Okay. Okay. I equal to I plus 1. Now, this is way of saying I equal to I plus 1. I equal to I plus 1. This is same as I equal to I plus 1. Okay. So when you have I equal to I plus 1 or I equal to I into 5 or I equal to I plus something, so you remove this duplicate I and interchange the sign. So if I'm saying I equal to I plus 1, so I'll remove this I and interchange the sign. Equal to will come later and plus will go before. If you are saying I equal to I divided by 5, remove the duplicate I and then interchange the sign. Okay. So I equal to I plus 5. And now I will check if I greater than 50, then continue equal to yes. So what happened? This is very similar to what we are doing in for loop. I'm checking here count, I equal to 0. I'm setting I is 0. And now I'm incrementing I by 5. Step is like 5. So I will be 0, then it will be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40,
Okay.
45, 50. The moment it becomes 55, okay, your continue will make it as yes here, something like this.
Okay.
Okay, no, it should be something other than, right? Yes means it will continue, right? So you have to put something else like no here. Now when I put
Okay.
no, it will print hello so many times and it will stop. Okay, if you want to print hello with I, you can see the first I will be 0. right? So it prints I is 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 50. The moment it becomes 55, okay, so this condition becomes true and continue is something other than yes. Anything other than yes, this condition will become false and your while loop will end. Okay, so this is one example of how you use yes. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's processing. Yeah.
yes, yes. So I think it's a good time to pause now.